haven't died. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm still here. Hello, everybody. It has been a number of days since I have gone live, and I've been down for the count with a cold. And I know a lot of folks are having that same thing right now. So I have thought about you. I have missed you. As you can hear, I'm not 100% back yet, and yet I figured I am back enough to get back on the horn with the Mojo Moments. So here we are, Mojo Moments, back in the saddle. And I thought, what better thing than to talk about self-care? Because there has been a lot of self-care going on over this last, 6 days or whatever it was. And I don't know about you, but to be not well when you're on the road, it's just an added level of, not feeling well. And thank you so much for welcoming me back. Yes, I am still a little sinusy, still a little stuffed up. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't about me. This is about sharing inspiration and information and some Mojo vibes with all of you. I am glad to be back, and I'm happy to be well enough to be back, frankly. And honestly, like I said, being on the road, which I was when this came down, I'm not going to necessarily blame this on the sniveling child that was hacking and coughing and spitting and whatever for the entire flight going across country. When I left a week ago, not going to blame it on that child. But I think that child might have something to do with spreading some germs on the plane that I was on. So, when you are on the road, it can be a little bit more challenging, or it could be a little more inventive in terms of self-care, right? So I wanted to definitely talk about self-care today. I'm interested to know, what the hell? I do want to blame it on the kid, but I do want to talk about what are your best self-care practices? Because here's the thing, if you, and when you get a cold, are you someone who just pushes through, or are you someone who's what? I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to make sure that this body temple gets handled. And frankly, what's the way that you do it? Because I know, obviously I've got things that work for me and ways that I know that support my body, but everybody is different. And I always love learning from all of you. And I'm interested to know what some of your self-care practices are, especially during this whole cold and flu season. I got to tell you, flying home yesterday was a trip because I'm feeling slightly guilty to get on an airplane, and not feel 100%, because I think I don't want to be that, bag of germs that's spreading this all around on the planes, because, I'm not really fond of all those people. And but the fact of the matter was, I would say at least half, if not 2/3 of the plane, everybody was hacking, right? So it was, and I was coming from East Coast to West Coast. Everybody, it was the majority of the folks had something. And I thought, oh, all right, well, at least I'm in good company. And I'm curious, like I said, what are ways that you care for yourself? Personally, this is what I found works. Definitely rest the body. I spent 3, almost 4 full days in bed. That was it. Sleeping, lots and lots of sleeping. Drinking as much fluids as possible, taking all sorts of antioxidants, and oh my goodness. And so, it's, feeding the body what it needs. But like I was saying, being on the road makes it a little more interesting. So, of course, what's important? I'm like, oh, here we go. Got to find the health food store. It's number one in my book. And absolutely flood the body with immune boosting things, right? So thankfully, in this day and age, at least in the States, right, we have pretty much in every health food store immune boosting shots. Or if you go to a health food cafe, right, you can get a shot of ginger, lemon, turmeric, put it all together, a dash of cayenne, boom. Have that multiple times a day. It's one of my favorite things to do as well. And of course, I should grab it so I can show you. I always travel. Hold on a second. I'm going to go away from the video, but I'm right here because I'm going to show you what I travel with. Where'd it go? Hopefully you can still hear me. Aha. Ta-da. And she's back. I travel with, yep, that's so funny, for oregano oil, colloidal silver. Yeah, totally, Barry, exactly. I left my colloidal silver at home. Excuse me. So I ended up buying some on the road. Ridiculous. Elderberry, bought on the road. Oh, the Umka. That's totally what I bought. Umka's great, by the way. And then essential oils. So these are this is this kit that I literally will travel with. But amazing oregano oil. So right, like I put this on the soles of my feet at night, which was great. This is one of my favorite oils, by the way. Breathe. Slather that all over my chest. Very sexy. Very sexy. And especially on the plane ride back too, so I could actually breathe on the plane. And then you put a little in your nose. So, good stuff. And then of course there's this brilliant blend, which is called On Guard. We love that. So those are my go-tos. Obviously, there's others in this bag too. One of the ones that you don't normally think of when you don't feel well, but I always travel with this. This one's called Deep Blue, and it's actually for muscles. It's like the natural Bengay. And when you're sick and you're coughing a lot, and all of a sudden, your shoulders and you're just even more tense up here, which of course then will just help to solidify congestion. So this is a little known one that I think is so important to remember. Put some Deep Blue right all over your shoulders. You can put on your upper back as well to help relax your muscles so you can heal. So anyway, so those are some of my go-tos. And Dion, you're so funny. Being a chef, true, we don't want our chefs to be sick because coughing into the food, not sexy and really doesn't taste very good. But yeah, for sure. And I too, this is like my one cold a year. So I'm done for the year. So thank you very much. But it's really, gosh, sorry guys. It's really important to have your level of self-care, right? Like what is going to actually work for you, what works for your body, what works for your lifestyle, what works for your, the way that you like to roll. Now, I will say there's the way you like to roll. And then there's, the times when you really do need to up your level of self-care. Like I like to be on the go. I like to make things happen. I like to create things. And I like to be here to support you. But guess what? There was nothing that I was going to be able to support you with when my tank was so clearly not full for these last number of days, as I still have this wonderful cough. And this is a great green juice. My dear, dear friend picked me up at the airport last night, and she was a dream and brought me juice and all this good stuff. So have good friends that take care of you as well. It's a good self-care tip. But in any case, it's, if you're someone who does push, and if you're someone who does like just, power through, I invite you to reconsider that. Not all the time. There's some times where we need to we need to find that extra energy. But when it comes to times when you are, not well and struggling with, with some health stuff, that's the time to power down, right? Power down, fill up your tank again with whatever it is that is going to support you. And then, look, I'm not 100%, but I'm way more full than I was 4 days ago, right? So then you can come out and share a little bit more of yourself. Take care of what needs to get taken care of. And you don't necessarily have to go and run the entire marathon like the first day out. So that's a little bit of today's Mojo Moment. It's not necessarily elegant today. It isn't necessarily all wrapped up in a nice, neat bow, but that's life. I had a great mentorship call with my ladies. We do a monthly group mentorship call. And one of the themes that we talked about on the call tonight, which I'm realizing is perfect for this moment right now, which is just embrace the mess. There's a mess kind of happening with the cold and the thing and the whatever. But hey, I'm just going to embrace the mess. So today's Mojo Moment, it's, like I said, not elegant. It's not perfect. And I think you all can appreciate that. I hope you can. Being real with you and embracing the mess that currently is. Grateful. Thank you. I'm so glad to be back, Anise. And thank you, for being here with me. And definitely share, though, those of you who are here live and those of you who are seeing this on a replay, let me know what your self-care practices are. Do you go get a steam? Do you what do you do? I actually turned my, you're so sweet, Denise. I turned the shower into a little steam room today. I took it's still in there, my eucalyptus oil, and just threw some drops on the walls, and took a really hot shower and let that penetrate my lungs. So there's all sorts of ways. I was my mom was like, take some Mucinex. What? Can somebody tell me what Mucinex actually is? I was like, I know that's something that I probably wouldn't take. I love you, Mom, but that's not my jam. So that's not my self-care practice. I haven't Googled it yet. Does anybody know what Mucinex is? Anyhow, I'm sure it's, something over the counter from the drugstore. And she means well, and I love her for that. But, same thing. My parents, maybe your folks, I don't know, they come from a different ilk. I'm one to go for the as natural as possible solution first. So that's what I personally like to go for. So I hope you are all well wherever you are. I know there's a whole crazy storms coming through the East Coast for those of you over there. I gotta tell you, I feel very blessed because I flew back yesterday, and if I had tried to fly back today from the East Coast, it would not have been easy. Loads of flights got canceled. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here spreading some Mojo love again. And yes, Barry, it is chemical crap, but it's tough to say that, without getting into an enormous conversation with my mother or, my dad, who is a doctor and just, loves the chemical crap. So, yeah, and it's true. I like to stay away from everyone as well. Cold season is definitely self-care, and I do not want to pass this on to other folks. So, traditional medicinals, by the way, great brand of teas. I always get, I bought this when I was on the road. I ended up getting a box of their seasonal sampler, and it's got their throat coat. It's got the Gypsy Cold Care. It has Breathe Easy and an Echinacea tea as well. And so just put those on rotation. Those really help as well. So yeah, that's been good. And, lots of antioxidants and smoothies and listen, the other thing that I'm going to say about in terms of self-care with the common cold and flu season, like listen to your body. It's literally pillar number 2 of Mojo, right? M is mindset. First O, it's about your oracle, which is your body. And your body always knows. Your body knows the answers. And I got to tell you, I was like, what do you want to eat, body? Like, what are you craving? And, it's not craving as in like, ooh, I want like a chocolate chip cookie, like, hey, it's more like, what do you need right now in order to support this healing process? And, day 2 in bed was acai bowl. I'm like, I had to have an acai bowl. And so get onto Yelp, look up where's the acai bowl possibility. And good news was there was one like 3 minutes away. So it's really, really, really important to begin, and if you haven't begun, but to have a practice where you are in touch with the wisdom of your body. And this is, these are the embodiment practices. These are the oracle practices that I teach in the mentorship, and I teach at the Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend. So, it's, sometimes we think, well, this is great information, Deborah, and I don't know when I might use it. Well, let me tell you when you'll use it, when you have a common cold or when you have a flu, because you'll then already have the built-in tool of knowing how to be in communion with your body. And when you can actually be in communion with your body, again, you can heal faster, and you will know what you need when you need it, right? And it's makes it all a lot easier, and dare I even say pleasurable, right? Because sometimes your body's like, no, I don't want really much at all. I need to just be quiet. And it's important to know those signs and those signals, right? So that was really helpful for me as well over these number of days of having the cold. So that's the scoop, everybody. And it's so good to see you again. I'm really glad to be back on the Mojo Moments. And as I promised, look, here's the deal. I did say live 365, and it was interesting because that was one of those moments I can be a very literal person. Any very literal people out there was like, I said I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this no matter what. And the fact of the matter is, right, especially when you create something, like I created this Mojo Moment thing, you can create it to be anything you want. So even though I did not want to miss you, I did get to create that, I was taking a pause, taking some self-care, and now coming back, right? So remember, you get to create your life and create it in a way that is sustainable and works for you and fulfills you. And if there's a moment where you aren't able to fulfill on the thing that you said you would, the way you said you would, you recreate it and then you recommit. So this just turned into a whole bunch of other little Mojo moments. But thanks, Barry. I'm just going with it right now, and I'm clearly not completely in my right head yet. But maybe that's a good thing. So anyway, I love you all lots, and I'm very glad to be back. This is me, Miss Deborah Kagan, your Mojo recovery specialist, back for the Mojo Moments, and I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. All right, I'm going to go crawl in the bed with some tea. Bye, everybody. Much love.